listen to. Live and direct from FSU. Homie, we on. Shorty, we on. Listen in the afternoon. Welcome to a new era of the radio. So go ahead and cool out to the sounds of your favorite show. Attitude check, Bronco pride. Turn on your computer and just vibe. And you know how we do, run by the students, so it's all about you. And send your requests, we will get them all for you, that's a bet. And keep you in the know, the information given throughout the show. Take time to listen, tell your friends. If they don't believe it, let them know again. Catch the sensation, turn to the new #1 station. Go to your computer and you hear a great show. Cause we on. Listen in the afternoon, night in the morning. Playing all the hits, be easy to listen to. Live and direct from FSU. Homie, we on. Shorty, we on. Listen in the afternoon, night in the morning.
BroncoiRadio.com pays tribute to the many great black innovators, game changers, and historical legends that fought to give our generation a better chance for success. Here's another BroncoiRadio.com Black History moment. Gerald A. Lawson invented the modern home video game console. If you've ever played on the PlayStation, Wii, or Xbox, you should know Lawson's name. He created the first home video system that used interchangeable cartridges, offering gamers a chance to play a variety of games and giving video game makers a way to earn profit by selling individual games, a business model that exists today. Totally. This has been another Black History moment. Get more Black History facts by logging on to our website at www.bronco-iradio.com, the student station of Fayetteville State University. BroncoiRadio.com.
It's Monday afternoon.
Heat that beat up. Heat that beat up.
Ray Thomas on your radio. Yo, the world famous Ray Thomas variety show. Ray Thomas on your radio. Yo, the world famous Ray Thomas variety show.
If you've been listening to the same old hand-me-down lame-old radio show, check my man Ray flow. They go Bronx for this, Bronx up in this, North Cat, South Cat, where you at? It don't matter, matter of fact, all states, cities, towns, and districts is talking about Ray Thomas here on their lips like lipsticks. Lipsticks are clueless. How we do this smoothly? How we walk you through this? Q. If you asking who this 2468, who do we appreciate? R-A-Y on your R-A-D-I. Oh, yo, it's the Ray Thomas V-A-R-I-E-T-Y show.
Ray Thomas on your radio. Yo, the world famous Ray Thomas variety show. Ray Thomas on your radio. Yo, the world famous Ray Thomas variety show.
BroncoiRadio.com. It's the RTVS Live, where every second of the day, Head Artist is live.
B.O.B.
That was her suppressed voice, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't think I heard myself.
That was her quiet storm voice.
B.O.B.
B.O.B. Yes, indeed. Like you doing the quiet storm. B.O.B. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 22 minutes after 1 o'clock, 1:22 in the city. I'm he, there's him, the heavyweight Ray Thomas, the lady on your video screen right now.
Hey, guys.
It's the one and only Dr. Patrice Carter.
Happy Monday.
In your face and in your ear, representing Breakpoint Coaching Collective.
Thank you for that.
You like the way I put a little bit of stank on that,
I do.
Right? Yes, indeed. I had to put some stank on the doctor's
Thank you so
right
much
there.
for that. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you.
How's your weekend?
Oh my gosh, my weekend was crazy. So we had the Women Making a Difference conference,
Right, yeah.
which was amazing. It was so awesome. Marilyn Hickey was there. She's 87 years old and still going strong.
Yeah.
She taught a great word. I think my word was awesome. I let out. So God used me to break up the ground and to come in and pluck up some dead things and plant some other things for the other speakers to come behind.
Yeah.
So Chantel Cooley was amazing. She is the founder of Columbia Southern University. So she was there. She flew in on her private jet.
Oh, must
So
be nice.
we have something to aspire to.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
So shout out to you, Chantel. And then Dr. Lydia Figueroa was there. She is like this big. She's like Larry. She's a stick of dynamite. So she
Okay.
came and blew up the spot after,
Yeah.
the midway through the afternoon. And then Dr. Hickey finished it off. But there were great performers and musicians and worshipers and workshop leaders. And so Dr. Lily Cannon did an amazing job putting this together.
Okay.
So I was excited to see the success of it.
Right.
And to be a part
So
of it.
congratulations on
Thank
that, because I
you.
know we talked about that last week.
It was really,
Yeah,
really
so,
good.
All right. Good stuff, Doc.
Amazing.
Yes, indeed.
So today is equally amazing.
Okay, yeah.
Today's Amaze Balls because I'm super excited. I'm always excited. So I would say I'm super excited, but I'm really excited about this gentleman that we have with us today who is looking quite spiffy. I said, look at you looking like a Republican. When
Oh, wow.
But he's actually not looking like a Republican. He's got his power tie and his power suit on. So welcome to In Your Face and In Your Ear, Jeffrey Epps.
Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome.
The owner
Get you
and the
some
founder
kudo
of
dings.
Stemerald City. So I'm super excited. Welcome to In Your Face and In Your Ear.
Thank you for having
Yes,
me.
sir. Yes, sir. Back to me. No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just kidding. I'm excited because Jeff and I met through my husband, Dalton. Dalton, shout out to you. And another young man, Eric, that hopefully we'll have on at some point in the near future, this year. But Jeff is so amazing because when I heard what he was doing at Stemerald City, I thought to myself, people need to know you. People need to meet you, and they need to understand what gifts we have here in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Absolutely.
For our youth and for our parents. So thank you for being here. And I'm just going to turn it over to you and ask that you just tell everybody about you and about Stemerald City, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Stemerald City is a supplemental learning company, and it was born out of an initiative that started in Fayetteville in 2009.
Wow.
The BRAC Regional Task Force, or Base Realignment and Closure Task Force, introduced 3D modeling to this region in 2009. And I was a part of that initial group of schools because they gave every school that bordered Fort Bragg a portable 3D theater. And I thought it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen. But what really intrigued me was, how do you make the stuff that jumps out of the screen? And the technology was so new. It was being offered at Fayetteville Tech, and I approached one of their young designers, and he gave me some pointers, and I said, it would be cool if we could find high school students that could do this. So I went back to the district, and I asked the high school teachers, find me 10 of our best and brightest. And they came back with 7. So we started working with these students over the summer, and they started creating some amazing things. The program then grew from the summer to the school year, and the students wanted to hang out on Saturdays, all day Saturday. Well, it continued to grow, and the principal of the high school approached me and said, I would love to implement this program in the high school as an academy. And I was super excited about that. And we laid the groundwork, and we all had the initial meeting and walked away with a to-do list. But then things took a turn. When we reconvened,
We need some ominous music. Dun, dun, dun.
This is the moment.
Okay.
This is the turning point. This is the birth of Stemerald City.
Okay.
We came back, and we decided, they had decided that they were going to do the academy, but they put a math requirement on it. And it immediately excluded the 7 children that I had been working with. And I have to tell this part. I went home. I felt like someone had kicked me in the stomach. I remember sitting on the back porch and my family coming home, and wondering, where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? I don't see him. His car's out there. I was on the back porch, and I remember my wife coming out, and she kneeled down and she said, "What happened?" And I told her, and she said, "Okay, what are you going to do about it?" So I decided if they were not going to implement the academy as we talked about, I would implement my own. Mm-hmm. And that's when I created the GREAT 3D Academy. GREAT is an acronym for Globally Ready Engineering and Technology.
Hello.
Yeah.
We implemented the academy. We started working with students on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. We operated outside of regulated airspace, okay? So that we felt that if we did that on Saturdays, no one could come in and tell us what to teach or how to teach it. Mm-hmm. We could teach it our way and the way we felt it should be taught. And Chad Osborne, one of my cohorts, helped me start the Great 3D Academy. So kudos to Chad. And we did this for 3 years. One Saturday a month for 8 months out of the year for 3 years, and summer camps each year for no pay. We then decided that the program was then picked up by Richmond Community College. Let me give a shout out to Dr. McInnes, Dr. Cynthia Reeves, because the Great 3D Academy is now alive and well, operating in Richmond County at Richmond Community College, and it is continuously thriving. We're doing amazing things there. But then I realized that the mission had to be larger, that this was larger than I was. And we talked about it earlier, the trip to the White House. I did not know that it was tech inclusion, that's what I was doing. I was trying to improve the lives of kids, but one day I'm sitting at my desk. Now I'm an IT guy, okay? So I'm sitting at my desk and I get this email from the White House. And I'm like...
Hence the Republican.
Gotta be spam, right?
Exactly.
It's spam.
You're like, Obama, are you serious? Oh my God.
I deleted it.
Are you serious?
It said, the email said, "Please contact me immediately. It is imperative that I talk with you." And I'm like, yeah, I get it. My rich uncle died. My rich uncle has died and left me $1 million, and all you need me to do is send you $500 to collect it. Right? So I deleted it, and she replied back a day later. "It is imperative. I must speak with you immediately." So she left a number. I called the number, and I'm like, "Okay, so this is the White House, right? You work for Obama, right?" And she's like, "Yes, I do. I work with the technology department. You've been nominated for an award." I said, "Okay, and how much do I have to pay to receive this award?"
That's hilarious.
And she says, "No, you've really been nominated," and it was the White House Champions of Change for Tech Inclusion.
Wow.
And I said, "What is tech inclusion?" So I ended up winning. I get on a plane. I'm off to the White House, and I meet 13 other people who are just as passionate. They were winners as well. We're part of the same cohort. For example, Kimberly Bryant of Black Girls Code. She's in my cohort.
Yeah.
Dina Perot of iUrban Teen, who's going to be speaking at Duke University this month. She was part of my cohort. And I realized that this was bigger than I was. So when I came back so energized. And I realized that we had to do more than just provide this in Richmond County. So on a whim and on a prayer, I started Stemerald City.
Wow.
And it's been thriving ever since. We're located on Andrews Road, just beside Pine Forest. And our goal is to expose students to emerging technologies while raising their achievement in the classroom and preparing them to compete for jobs right out of high school.
You are right here in Cumberland County.
We are right here in Cumberland County.
And I'm so excited because when I met Jeff and got to had the opportunity to tour Stemerald City, I was just blown away. This guy's like a hidden gem right here in Fayetteville. And I'm just, again, super excited to have you because I want people to know the caliber of what we have right here in our own backyard. So let's just go back a little ways to
Yes.
your history, to the genesis of this, which is you're also a homeboy, a byproduct of this neighborhood, correct? So
I am a native Fayettevillean.
Fayettevillean. Which there are not many of us. A lot of people are just, transplants, but we're like, originally
OGs up in here.
crafted. Yeah, OGs. So,
OGs.
So can you tell us just about why this is even more significant for you in the sense of Stemerald City and what you're now doing based on where you came from here in Fayetteville?
Absolutely. It all began, several blocks away from here on Jasper Street. I was born and raised in this area. In the 12 years that I spent in the public schools of Cumberland County, I go back so far as to remember when there were city schools and county schools. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I realized that that growing up in that area, in the 12 years that I spent in public schools, we moved 10 times. Mm-hmm. Okay? My mom raised me and my two sisters on public assistance, so we moved around a lot. But I don't regret that experience for anything. Mm-hmm. I had the opportunity to study at a lot of the schools here in Cumberland County. I ended up at Terry Sanford. Bulldogs.
Okay, all right. See, that's why he's rocking
Bulldogs. Golden Bulls here.
Okay, this is actually.
That's why he's rocking those colors.
Yes.
Okay, the blue and white.
Okay, thank you, Ray.
Just know,
you got it.
Golden Bulls, if you're listening, just know I have not sold out.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Jeff.
And it was Terry Sanford High School. This was 1987. Mm-hmm. I remember. Well, let me go back just real quick. At age 14, I got my first computer.
Okay.
Okay, my mom made that happen for me, and I learned to program using a great big thick book that I had to read. And by the time I got to high school, I could program in 3 different computer languages. Mm-hmm. And I had maxed out the classes that I could take at Terry Sanford. So I was bored in one of the computer classes, and I remember the guidance counselor, Miss Jackson. She said to me, she said, "Here, I'm going to give you a piece of paper, and I want you to go to see Mr. Stewart." And Keith Stewart, he was my computer programming teacher at Terry Sanford. And it was a class with me and 3 other boys who did not look like me. And I remember going into the classroom, and when I walked in, they said, "Are you here for the computer class?" And I said, "Yeah." They said, "Oh, that class is right over here." And I said, "Is this Mr. Stewart's room?" And they said, "Yeah, but you probably want the other computer class." I said, "No, I think I'm supposed to be here." Mm. So Mr. Stewart comes in and he says, "Welcome, Jeffrey." Yeah, he called me Jeffrey. He said, "Welcome, Jeffrey. I've got some work for you guys to do." And what we did was we wrote programs. We wrote programs for the people in the front office to use. Mm. And one of the first programs that we wrote was a program so that the people in the front office could put names and addresses into a small database file. Mm-hmm. And then they could type a letter, and then the computer would print the name and address for each student on that letter, mm-hmm. which we now know is a mail merge.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. Well, we had this problem when we were writing the program. They couldn't get the files the records to store properly. Mm-hmm. But what they were doing, and this was the other part. The other 3 boys got together and formed their own little cohort, and they were writing their program, and I was over there writing mine, all by myself. And they used what was called a sequential file format, meaning data goes in and it comes out the same way. Well, it wasn't processing properly. And I used what was called a random file format, and mine worked. And when Mr. Stewart came in and he looked at them, he said, "Jeffrey, take that to the front office." And they all kind of stared at each other. Then when I came back, they said, "How did you do that?" So when I explained to them how I did it, I think they understood that, hey, this guy kind of knows
I belong here.
What he's doing.
Right.
Man, I'm putting a glove on your hand and everything. I'm holding it up in the air for you, man.
I know, that's right. With the afro pick in the back.
Exactly, yeah. I'm like, come on, Jeff.
But so now that I've gone out and I went to college. I got my degree in computer science, and I got my Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer credentials. So I'm a certified engineer. But it was long about 2013 where I realized that we were starting to see a decline in terms of jobs in this country because we were not producing skilled workers. And that's when I went on a small journey to try to understand how do we prepare our students with these skills that they need to compete for these jobs.
So they can socioeconomically advance. And not just stay within a blue-collar corridor, and right? And that's one of your visions, is to be able to help our students to excel so that they can compete for these higher-level jobs and compete for higher salaries and come out of this place of poverty. Is that piece of that as well?
That is absolutely correct. And when you talk about STEM, let's talk about STEM. Let's start that conversation.
So let's define STEM. Well, let's do some shout-outs real quick, and then we'll come back and define STEM. So you want to do that, Ray, or you want me to do it? You got this.
Sure. All right. Let me scroll on through, ladies and gentlemen.
Some dings.
All right. Michael Monroe, Pauletta Washington Williams is watching.
Yes. Thank you for watching, guys.
Thank you very much. Margot Thunder out there in Los Angeles, California is tuning in. Hey, Margot, you get a ding. Also, I see Dr. Carter is watching. Thank you, Patrice. Yolanda A. Barnes, Yogi with two eyes. Thanks for tuning in. You get a ding.
You.
Reggie Allen.
Reggie, certified resident financial planner. Yes.
The man with many names. Thank you for tuning in. Also, my homie Tiffany Colson Ballard up there in New Hampshire.
Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for watching.
Tiff, thanks for tuning in. Also, John Morrison, Pastor John Morrison is watching.
Thank you for watching.
Also, Paul Lane, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. Rob Williams is watching. Thank you, Rob. Also, Lewis. The man with two first names, and it could also be a last name, couldn't it?
Okay, there you go. Yes, and indeed. A middle name.
Yes, indeed. DC, a.k.a. Dalton Carter.
Hi, buddy. I love you.
Sing your song,
Dalton. My oh. My boo.
Boo.
He's probably like, oh, God.
T.T. Ledette is tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
All right, appreciate you. Also, Courtney Luke Morgan, my Cambridge homie down there in Miami, Florida. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Also, Larry Rivera.
Hi, Larry. Thanks again
for
watching.
The Fire. Yes, indeed. You guys have so much in common.
Yes.
We just introduced them out front. Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I ignite too, Larry.
So let me say, you see how the Lord works, right?
Amen. Won't he do it? Won't he hook you up? Won't he hook some brothers up?
Yes, indeed. I'm just saying.
The face of hope. Yeah, face of promise.
PJ's watching. Pammy James down there in Mississippi.
Hey,
thanks
Pammy
for tuning in. My Cambridge homie, Arlen Dobson.
Yes,
hey, Arlen, get low, brother. Also, Tom Etste.
Tom, thanks for watching.
You get a ding. Tanetta Griffin.
Dr. Tanetta, thank you for watching.
Brian Blanding.
She says, hey, Jeff.
Hey, Tanetta.
Also, yes, Mr. Payton is watching. Thank you,
Callie, for watching. Hey there.
Martin Dawkins.
Hey, Martin, thanks for watching.
DJ Nut Nice.
I was trying to think of a quick rap, but nothing came
really?
up.
That was appropriate. Nothing nice. Okay. Nothing came up. Okay.
My name was too nice. No.
Vicky Fulmore Covington.
Vicky, thank you for watching.
Thanks for tuning in. Also, Kalita Jessup. Hey, CJ.
Yes, Kalita, thank you for watching.
You get a ding. I believe she's in New York City. Also, Natasha Mosley.
Natasha, thank you for watching.
You get a ding. Danny Hayes says, I see you, Jeff Epps.
Danny Hayes, House of Fish.
House of Fish.
Best seafood in North Carolina.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that could have gone so many different directions.
The House of Fish.
Thank you for clarification.
I had to clarify that.
Like Dave Chappelle, he's like, I'll have the fish.
I'll have the fish. Kafilka fish.
Kafilka fish, what do you know?
Also, Mike Anderson is watching.
Mike Anderson, what's going on,
What's going on, Mike? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, brother. Also, Yolanda Nelson Rivera.
Yes, Yolanda, thank you for watching.
Indeed. Larry also says, brilliant. Yes, indeed. Talking about you,
Amen.
Jeff.
We're going to do it, Larry.
Yes.
We're going to do this.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely, brother.
After all. What you know about Mary Tyler Moore? Was that Mary Tyler Moore?
No, I think that was Laverne and Shirley.
No, that was Mary Tyler Moore.
No, it's Mary Tyler Moore.
You have to throw the hat up.
Yeah,
see? Throw the hat up.
She's not as old school as we are, Jeff.
Well, you guys, I'm only going to be 50. You guys are already.
We're a little older.
Just by a couple months.
Yeah, because I could see her throwing the hat.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And she was so fashion forward too. If you look at all the clothes that she was rocking on that show,
gorgeous.
People rocking that now. I'm like, man, okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Welcome back.
Had a little flashback, old school flashback.
Cherie
Lynn Harper.
Sharia, thank you for watching.
What's going on, Sheila?
She said, "Love that story."
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
That's her pen name on
Sheila?
social media. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Sheila's by design. You know, she's a great interior decorator.
Nice. Okay.
That's my little sister right there.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, indeed. All right, so Danny Hayes says, yes, the House of Fish.
Yes.
Shameless plug. Sell something, Danny.
And then we have Millie Russell watching. Oh my gosh, the love of my life.
Hey,
my
Millie.
meal star. Love you so much for watching. Yes, she's my meal star.
Okay.
She's amazing.
What's
she
up,
says,
Millie?
hola from New Jersey.
Hola from New Jersey.
Hola, chica. And Bessie Rollins McDaniels. She
Hey,
says,
Bessie.
awesome. Hey, Bessie.
You get a
Love
ding
you.
and-
Great to see you this
You
weekend.
get a ding also, Millie. I'm sorry. Forgot that.
Cool. Larry Rivera said, let's talk about STEM. Get into it, Larry. Okay, so
Okay.
let's do it.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about it.
Let's do
He's
this.
so bossy. No, I'm just kidding.
And everybody else, thank you for tuning in.
Yes,
Also, last
God
but not
bless you
least,
guys.
Chadwick Osborne.
Oh, no, wait.
Chad,
And,
my man.
Elder Melvin, Elder Coley Melvin.
Elder Melvin?
Thank you so
I'll
much
try to
for
say
watching.
that 3 times.
Yes, Elder Melvin, Elder Melvin, Elder Melvin.
I knew she would try it too.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We're excited. So if you're just tuning in, we are here with Patrice Epps, the founder of Stemerald City. And we are talking about all things related to STEM and about his wonderful program that is taking place and is founded right here in Cumberland County for the purpose of bringing our youth into their fullest potential. And so we're actually getting ready to define STEM and talk about the importance of that. So please definitely continue the conversation with us. Go back and watch from the beginning, and we're going to tell you how you can contact him a little bit later in the program. But Jeff, take it away. Tell us about STEM.
Okay. Well, you know, when I first started Stemerald City and I started doing my marketing and everything, I realized that I wasn't getting the people to respond, immediately. So me being a web head and being the geek that I am, I started looking into the analytics behind the word STEM. And I used some Google tools and realized that, people don't know what STEM is.
Right.
In the Fayetteville region, in the BRAC region alone, according to Google, and there's 40,000 searches per second on Google, there were only 10 to 1,000 searches for STEM per month.
Wow.
Okay?
Which is huge because we have over 500,000 people.
That's
here,
a problem.
Right.
And so that's only 12,000 per year. So I realized that, people don't know what STEM is, so it's time to define it.
Okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to define STEM. So to begin with, STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And when you ask most people, they will tell you that STEM is related to careers, okay? And I don't agree with that. So let me define it clearly for you. All right, let's start with the S, science. Science is defined as knowledge obtained, right, through experiments and observation. That is a skill. We do it every day. What about the guy that put the Kit Kat in his coffee and stirred it up and said, wow, that's great. And now all of a sudden, the company is actually sponsoring that. You have Kit Kat flavored coffee creamer. Okay? That's science.
Okay.
And we're all naturally curious as children. So science.
So I got sidetracked. I was thinking that was really dumb because your Kit Kat just melted in your coffee. So I'm obviously not scientifically I'm a right brain down a little.
Oh, man.
Back to the T.
Wow.
Now we're going to jump over to the M real quick.
M.
Mathematics.
Okay. Awesome.
Mathematics is the study of numbers, quantities, space, and shapes. Okay? You know who are natural mathematicians?
Who?
I mean, basketball players.
Okay.
Just think about March Madness. A basketball player is when they're out there on the court, they're concerned with numbers, right? Because there's 10 of them.
Right.
And if there are 2 people on me, somebody's wide open.
Gotta do the math real quick,
You gotta
right?
do that math real quick, all right? And then we're talking about quantities, the number of people within a given space. We're all in this space. There's 10 of us. There are open spots, but we have to continue to shift and move to find those open spots. Okay, that's also spatial thinking.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that when we start talking about 3D modeling and mechanical engineering, because as a basketball player, you have to be concerned with who's in front of you, who's beside you, and who's behind you. That's spatial thinking. If you can't think that way, the coach will not give you the ball.
That means that you're a scrub, Jeff.
That's what it means. You're a scrub. You are not a baller.
I will be a water boy.
You're not a baller.
No
I'll be the water girl.
Okay.
So now let's move on to the T, technology. Now here's the real challenge. This is what's happening all over in our educational institutions, and I'm not this isn't a ding on our educational institutions. I've been doing this for 25 years in the education arena. However, technology now changes at the rate of every 2 to 3 years. Unless you're Apple, it's every year. Okay? And at that rate, our institutions can't keep up financially, because if our educational institutions are on 5-year plans and technology is changing at the rate of every 2 to 3 years, that means a student that goes through from kindergarten to 12th grade will only see a change in how instruction is implemented maybe twice.
So he can't compete and he's already behind.
Absolutely.
Right.
And technology will change every 2 to 3 years. So in that time frame, technology will change anywhere from 6 to 9 years. Now you've got this huge skills gap, because you're putting workers out into the workforce that have antiquated skills.
Wow.
Okay, so now that I've painted that picture, this is how we catch up and we stay ahead.
Did we do the E?
We have to implement emerging technologies, not current technologies.
Good.
Okay? What do I mean by emerging technologies? I'm talking about coding. I'm talking about 3D modeling. I'm talking about electronics engineering. And now, even now, we're talking about drones. Okay? These technologies are emerging, meaning they're starting to take off. And when we can start implementing these programs into our schools, we're now ahead of that technology curve. Okay, so let's move quickly over to engineering. Now, when you say engineering to most people, they think of a career in engineering. Well, when it comes to education, engineering is a process. I don't care whether you're a network engineer, you're an automotive engineer, an aerospace engineer. The process of building something, of going from concept to physical, from conceptual to physical, is a process. You have to go through a problem-solving process. And when we can implement that problem-solving process into math, into science, and bring in emerging technologies, we create a learning environment that does nothing but foster technology and innovation.
Wow.
So that's STEM.
And that's Stemerald City.
And that is Stemerald City.
And that is what
Look at that. You guys sound like a commercial.
We are.
And
That's what
Stemerald
Stemerald City does. That's what Jeff does. That is Stemerald City. And so I'm just like, when we went, Dalton and my son Miles, and I'll just tell you a quick story about Miles, but we went to Jeff's place, went to Stemerald City. We were all like, like our head just exploded, because Jeff just condensed that into, just really did a really great condensation of that, or bringing that STEM piece. But he took us on an entire tour and showed us all the 3D modeling abilities, the capabilities that Stemerald City has, and explained all this to us. And so Miles, when we took Miles there, the reason that we wanted Miles to meet Jeff was because Miles is a freshman here at Fayetteville State University. So if you're listening, can I get an attitude check? No.
Bunko prize.
He hates when I do that. But Jeff, Dalton wanted Miles to meet Jeff. And so when we got there, Miles always mentioned and shared for the last 6 years, 8 years, that he was interested in mechanical engineering.
Yes.
And Dalton and I were like, great, pat you on the back, buddy, you can do it.
Oh, wow.
So we had this plan, but we didn't have really the details of it. And so when we sat down, Miles and Dalton and I, with Jeff, then he began to ask Miles about himself. and his dreams and what he wanted to do.
Yes.
And Miles mentioned that he wanted to go into mechanical engineering, and Jeff said, well, why? You know, what is your why? And began to really just coach Miles around bringing out what it was that Miles was actually really good at, and tapped into his giftings just like that. And so by the end of the conversation, something that was just really this big, huge picture and not well refined in Miles's mind, which is more important, became clear that he really didn't want to be a mechanical engineer, that he was more gifted in a different area, which was GIS, geography.
Yes.
And out of that, when we left, we said, well, Miles, what do you think? And he said, wow. He was like, Jeff is just amazing. Because Jeff was able to speak his language. Not only were you able to speak his language as someone who is gifted in the area of STEM, just naturally, he's naturally gifted, but you were able to speak to him as a mentor, as a young man, and you were just so relevant. And just we were just excited as a family. And so I share that with all of you watching, because if you have a young man or a young woman in your life who has dreams and desires of going into STEM, even if they aren't calling it STEM, but it's science, technology, math, engineering, or emerging technologies, and you don't know how to foster that, that is where God has brought Jeff Epps in to fill the gap. And so not only has he become someone who has helped our child get on the path that really was what he was intended to be on, because Dalton and I didn't have that ability to put him on that path. We just prayed that God would reveal the path. You also are a mentor.
Thank you.
To him and to many young men and women. And so he's a safe place. He's a wonderful man who is just so full of passion, energy, intellect, and ability. And I want you guys to know him. So thank you so much for being precious in our family and helping our son get on the path. And he's very excited about that path. My father called. He was like, well, can you tell me what is his Miles mentioned that he's got this major? And I was 30 years at Fayetteville State. Daddy, if you're watching, love you, mean it. He said, I don't know anything about that major. And so I was able to go on, of course, to uncfsu.edu and find this program. But then we began to see all the jobs. And the money and the salary that Miles could earn, and the competitive nature of that field. So we're just super excited about his future, and you're a huge part of that.
Well, thank you
so much. And so he can be a huge part of your child's future if you reach out to Stemerald City today.
That's right. That's right.
So,
Stemerald City is about empowering families. It's about empowering families. It's about empowering communities, because when you can empower communities, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
You change lives. And, you know, there's this saying in the African community that if you change one person, they say one woman, if you change one person, you change an entire nation.
Absolutely.
And I think that's very true. And so along the lines of what you just shared, we'll give a few more shout outs, but then please define for us, what is a STEM superstar mindset? Am I saying that right?
Yes,
okay, so let's do a few more shout outs.
Mindset.
Yeah, because you said it's not just for youth, it's for anybody, it's for communities, and it takes a certain mindset, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do some quick shout outs. Patricia Davis, thank you so much for watching. Jacqueline McDowell Hendricks, thank you so much for watching. You get 2 dings in a row. Amelia Long, we love you. Thank you for watching. Pam Seals, we thank you again for watching. Bessie Rollins McDaniel said, we definitely need this more in the community. Well, it's right here, Bessie. It is here. So you guys that are watching, please let everyone know about Jeff Epps and Stemerald City. You can learn more at www.stemeraldcity.com. That is STEM, STEM. Rolled City.
Like emerald.
Exactly, like emerald with an S. And then Taniqua Stewart says, hey fam, hey sister, thank you so much for watching. So we're going to go on. So let's talk about, what is a Stemerald superstar mindset? Did I say it right?
It's the STEM superstar
mindset. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about it.
Well, you can review this at stemsuperstar.com. But it's a framework, and it's the success framework for all of our students that come through Stemerald City. It starts with it's a mindset, and then there is an axis for success. And the mindset starts with a paradigm of personal management, and that's where we all begin. We're driven by tasks and procedures and things like that. And we're also, it's based on skills, discrete skills. For example, we learn to throw a football, we learn to throw a baseball. In school, we learn Microsoft Word, we learn PowerPoint. But the problem is that these are discrete skills that have a beginning and an end. And if we don't use them, they sort of fall off the grid. For example, if you don't use Microsoft Excel for a while, you remember how to open it and maybe move around, but you forgot what you learned in that training class. Well, the STEM Superstar Mindset it starts on discrete skills, and it moves on to what we call serial skills, okay, which are collections or groups of discrete skills. And it's by this point that students are what we call STEM standouts. It's usually around middle school or maybe even elementary school, because I love this Fly Robin Fly. It's perfect. It's just perfect for this moment.
I'm like, did you just like black out?
I did. Fly Robin Fly. We're about to take off. We're about to take off here. We're about to take off here. I love it.
Him and Don were like separating the breath. I'm like, come back, Jeff.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Apologize for that. But with serial skills, these are collections of discrete skills that students have learned to perform over and over again. And students, by the time they get to middle school, they've become good at some type of technology, whether it's digital graphics or website design or maybe programming computers, setting up computers. But this is where we tend to lose them because our schools are just not able to keep up with the rate of technological change. So we're not able to challenge these students.
And the hunger that our students have for that technological drive that we don't have.
Absolutely, absolutely. So once we start these STEM programs, and that's why we need more STEM programs in our communities and in our schools, because we can bring in people who challenge these students and give them that extra training that they need. And over time, by the time they get to high school, they've accumulated over 300 to 400 STEM hours, STEM contact hours, and all of those serial skills become what we call continuous skills. It becomes part of their learning fabric, their academic fabric.
So now it's second nature in a sense.
Absolutely, because now you have that combination of technical skills and logical skills, the problem-solving skills
critical
that
thinking.
Employers are looking for. I've spoken with the industry, and for any plant manager that's out there, I just want you to know I heard what you said. They said, we are not about to invest in programs that are going to send workers to go work someplace else. We want workers who are going to live here, play here, work here, and pay taxes here. So what we have to do is start exposing our students to these skills prior to graduating from high school. Now, I've recently toured 2 manufacturers in this area. They took me on a tour, and I asked the question point blank, what is the number one skill that you need in new hires? And they all said the same thing. We need employees that know how to think. They need employees, for example, and one of the employers spelled it out. He said, we can teach an employee to do A, B, C, and D. But if you take out any one of those variables out of the equation, if you give them A and B and then D, but don't give them C, they can't figure it out. And we need workers with those skills. Ladies and gentlemen, those are soft skills. And what employers need, they need employees that have the skill to learn new skills. And I just want to say, I am eager to meet with the Economic Development Commission. I'm eager to meet with your Plant Managers Association, and let's talk about this program at Fayetteville State called Agora, because I've got your workers for you, okay? But the STEM Superstar Mindset is based on that, and once we get to a point where students have those continuous skills, they are now thinking on the paradigm of personal leadership. They have direction. They have goals, and it's been often said, and I believe it, when you expose students to technical skills, but you don't expose them to the industry to a point where they can't name 5 industries in their region, they can't name what they do, they can't name how they do it or what they produce, then you failed them.
And so this is what Stemerald City does. And also, as you help to foster this STEM Superstar mindset.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so the framework is the context within how you operate to do this for each of the people that come through
Every
Stemerald City.
student that comes through Stemerald City. Yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about your offerings. So you have some events coming up. Is that correct?
We do.
Okay, so let's tell people what's coming
Almost
up.
sounds like he has goodies.
He does. I've got some exciting STEM goodies for you. Anybody like a side of STEM? So upcoming at Stemerald City is what?
If you go to stemeraldcity.com, you look under products, you'll see the products that we offer. We offer STEM coaching services. We offer Saturday academies. And we also offer STEM leadership training for organizations, because everyone within the organization has a leadership role with STEM. But also, we have summer camps. We have summer camps coming up this summer. If you click on summer camps, the summer camps link on our website, you'll see our offerings, when they're offered, the times. We have certified teachers that conduct the training, and we offer coding, 3D modeling, and 3D printing, as well as electronics engineering, where students actually learn to write code, send that down to electronics, and have it turn on lights and switches, and because that is the future of automation. Now, I want you to understand that these camps cover the three core disciplines of robotics. Okay, in order to do robotics, you have to know how to code, you have to know mechanical engineering, and you have to have some electronics experience. And these are the three core disciplines of robotics and automation. And this is what employers are looking for. So this is a way to challenge your young student during the summer. We service grades 3 through 12. Yes, 3rd grade through 12th grade.
I'm young.
And does this happen virtually or in person?
This is
both?
in person.
Okay.
We are hands-on. It is about hands-on activities, and we're going to have a great time this summer. So please check out our website. Give us a call if you have any questions. We'll be glad to answer. And as always, we always welcome you to come and take a tour of Stemerald City.
Okay, I mean, just hearing that alone, so it sounds like you need some advertising to promote this great program. Man.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
We'd like to bless you with some advertising on the radio station.
Thank you very much.
So we can get that information out to our global audience.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, because we know a lot of times when you're going through this process, funding is, really important.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't have the adequate funding for that marketing or that branding piece.
Absolutely.
So we're going to come on board and assist you with that here at Bronco Radio.
Wow, thank you so much.
We're going to bless you with some advertising to help promote
Ray.
that, all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man.
So, Ray, we need to pay a bill. So I know Jeff did a small mini commercial. I don't know if anybody caught it, but we need to pay a bill and give a shout out to Dr. Anderson. So do you want to do that real quick? Just say some thank yous. And, Yep.
The Agora program here at Fayetteville State. It is a program that provides STEM super. We've produced STEM superstars for the last 4 years, grades 9 through 12 here in Cumberland County. And I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Anderson, John Bellamy, and his staff over at the Center for Defense and Homeland Security, Mr. Steve Hunter, who's the program director, and I have to give a shout out to my instructors, Brian Thompson, Drew Blazo, Chad Osborne, and Miss Daphne. They do a great job with working with our students on Saturday. These are high school students that give up one Saturday a month, okay, for 8 months, and they've done that for 4 years. These students have over 400 STEM contact hours, and we're about to graduate our first cohort. So Dr. Anderson and his staff, they've been great about trying to find funding. So if we have any sponsors out there that are listening, fund Agora, send your contributions, send them in to Fayetteville State, keep this program going. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And just along those lines, for anyone listening that's considering bringing their child to Stemerald City, just know that it's very affordable.
Yes.
So it's incredibly affordable. I was just so blown away by that. So this is accessible. Jeff is someone who's accessible. Stemerald City is accessible to you. But someone asked if you could please give us the address. So can you share the address so we can put that in?
Absolutely. It is 3400 Walsh Parkway, WALSH Parkway. And that's here in Fayetteville, 28311.
So, Jeff, anything additional that you wanted to share with the listeners that we haven't talked about or that haven't asked? Anything additional?
I want to close with this. Okay. Funding is always going to be a challenge, and I want to speak to parents. I'm speaking to parents. I'm speaking to educators. I'm speaking to local and state leaders. Funding is always going to be a challenge. You're never going to have enough money to do all the things that you want to do. I'm offering Stemerald City as a platform for everyone to come together, and let's sit down at the table and get creative, because that's the only way that we're going to raise the poverty level in this area. We are going to have to ensure that students who live in poverty have an opportunity to enroll in college before they graduate from high school. Or if they do not enroll in college before they graduate from high school, that they dual enroll while they're in high school, so that they can begin to take college classes and qualify for the free community college funding that's out there, or free funding to come to our community colleges, then transfer over here to Fayetteville State, where their careers will really take off. So contact me. If you have a nonprofit organization or any organization that's looking to implement STEM, give me a call and let's get started.
Yay, I'm so excited. Isn't he awesome, guys? So just thank you so much, Jeff, for coming on today. We're just super excited about you.
Thank you, guys.
Cool? Yay. I'm so glad Ray and I could be here and Ray be in position to give you just this opportunity for people to meet you. And so, guys, don't just keep this information, share this broadcast. That's right. Share with everyone that you know that has children, college-age children, third graders, all the way up to seniors. He shared that. And children that are early college, nephews, nieces, everybody. No. We want everybody to know about Stemerald City and to support it. So, Jeff, I hope that we can have you back, because as you and I were talking out in the green room, the green area. No.
The green room.
One of the things that I think is really important is because people are just understanding and beginning to understand the definition of STEM.
Yes.
What I really want us to continue to have conversations about are opportunities that exist that people may not know about, and also why this is important for our youth.
I agree.
Specifically. So I would love for you to come back.
I would love it.
On a quarterly basis, and just come back and just have our STEM conversations,
Absolutely,
STEM discussions.
I would love it.
Yeah,
thank you, everybody.
So
thank you for tuning
so
in.
Much. Gary Womble, thank you so much for watching. We got security. He's an awesome police officer.
Hey, G-Dub.
He's more than a police officer. I don't know his exact rank, but I know it's huge because he has the blue jacket and the white shirt. So, Gary, we appreciate you and love you so much. He's a homeboy. We grew up in the same neighborhood right down the street.
Wow.
Here from Fayetteville State. So thank you for watching, sir. We appreciate you, and thank you for keeping our city and the streets safe. And shout out to your beautiful wife. Got to meet her recently. So we have a word that we end on. Try to do a word like, what's the word of the day? So Ray, I'll give you a chance to think about yours. I know you did your brief shout out, but what's one word that you would like to leave our listeners with today? One word.
Skills.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's all about skills now.
Amen.
Skills.
Yes, indeed.
My word is going to be opportunity.
Opportunity,
because someone gave me an opportunity. Ray gave me an opportunity. Others have given me an opportunity, and that's what I would like to present for others: is opportunity.
Sure,
opportunity
absolutely.
to connect, opportunity to be known, opportunity to be elevated, opportunity to expand and increase. So that's my word for today: opportunity.
All
Ray,
right.
what's yours?
Good stuff. And word for today is empowerment.
I love it.
It is so important to empower folks, man.
Yeah.
Definitely so. So we have a beautiful platform here at BroncoRadio.com, and we just look to empower, people and give them an opportunity to share your message with our global audience. So we get to do that on a daily basis, especially with the RTVS Live. That is one of the foundations of the program, is to make sure that we empower others to empower others. And so on and so on and so on.
And I'm excited because we're growing. So we have I Ignite, I Inspire, in your face and in your ear. We have I Cook, I Style.
Yes.
I
Keep
Cut.
going. I am natural. Yes.
I am natural, like you are, and we are the community radio station.
Yes,
so that's just so exciting, but on a global scale. So we're really excited for all of you that listen in today, I'm Dr. Patrice Carter. This has been In Your Face and In Your Ear. We're here every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are just super excited to be able to bring to you people like Jeff, people like Reggie, and the conference, the Women Making a Difference conference, and a lot of upcoming guests. So please join the conversation, join in the discussion. If you want to come on the show this year, please know that my focus is bringing on men, because we want men to come in and be able to elevate, inspire, equip, and empower other men, and to bring healing. So that is the ongoing theme. We may intersperse a few different women here and there in the midst. I know we have some people coming up in the fall, but I just want to share that my business is the Breakpoint Coaching Collective, and through the Breakpoint Coaching Collective, I certify, equip, and train Christian life coaches. So if you have a call on your life to become a certified Christian life coach, please reach out to me. I also provide private coaching, one-on-one coaching for executives who want to increase the God factor in their life. And if you're a celebrity but you want a safe space to land and to come and be able to just have your heart heard and share things that are on your mind and to grow, I'm a safe place to do that, and I offer that coaching. So reach out to me at www.drpatricecarter.com. I'm also a motivational speaker and a published author, so you can find out more about my books and about speaking engagements on my website. So thank you guys for listening, and thank you for your support, your love, and your prayers. I appreciate you.
And make sure you share the video.
Please do.
Yes, indeed.
And watch it from the beginning.
Definitely so. Yes, indeed. Now, any shout-outs before you go? We'd be remiss if we didn't allow you to shout people out.
Fayetteville State, Fayetteville in general. I love you. You're my home, and I love you.
Mrs. Epps?
Yeah, you can't forget.
She's part of it.
Yeah,
Amen.
He's like, it's all inclusive.
It's all inclusive.
Amen.
You're going to go home and get, you could have said my
My name
name.
is not Fayetteville. We're just playing.
All right, there it is, right around the corner. We'll celebrate birthdays, so stick around. We'll be right back.
More of the Ray Thomas Variety Show is coming up on BroncoIRadio.com. The Bottom Line on BroncoIRadio.com.
Where every second of the day an artist is live.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons from 3 to 4 p.m. with Brian Barber and
Aaliyah Lambert.
It's a talk show that talks about all the subjects that matter to you. Voice your concerns, and we'll discuss them live.
Tune in on Mondays for Motivational Monday.
On Wednesday, it's What's Going On Wednesday. And Friday is Face State Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons from 3 to 4 p.m.
BroncoIRadio.com.
We're proud to be
the Pi chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. We'll be hosting a plate sale on March 31st from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Seabrook Park on Langdon Street across from Fayetteville State University. There will be $3 hot dog and $5 chicken plates with mac and cheese and collard and $1 drinks. There will be music and card games all afternoon. Come support the Pi chapter of Phi Beta Sigma on March 31st at the Seabrook Park.
Now, back to the Ray Thomas Variety Show.
And it's that time of the afternoon where we celebrate the things that we call birthdays, because we say birthdays are the first days. Any birthdays, Doc?
None that I can think of. Well, that's not true. My niece's birthday, Miriam Price. Miriam's birthday is coming up soon. Miriam, I love you so much. She's known to me as Moo Moo.
Moo Moo.
Yes.
Okay, does
So
she know that you said
Moo
that on the radio globally?
No, she's in school right now. Garlinda
like,
and Marvin's
Auntie,
baby girl.
Moo Moo? For real?
Yeah, she would do that.
On the radio?
She
Moo
would
Moo?
do that. But she's the love of my life. I just could eat her with a spoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Doc has no birthday. Celebrity friends that are celebrating birthdays.
I had Moo Moo.
Moo Moo, yeah. But today's not actually her day, though.
Today, no. Yeah, okay, moving on.
No,
Sorry,
Moo Moo.
But
let me say this. I have a homegirl, Rhonda Deegan Richardson. She passed away the other day. Our sincere condolences and prayers going out to her family and her friends. She's back home in Cambridge. I knew her since elementary school, man. So, may you rest eternally in peace. I just wanted to send that out to you, and all my Canterbridgians out there that have been sending messages via social media as well too, man. Definitely prayers going out to her family and friends as well too. So just wanted to get that in there first and foremost. All right, so my celebrity friends that are celebrating birthdays, as they say in the church, Dr. Carter, on today.
Okay.
I thought you knew. I gave you that.
You gave me the opportunity. I missed it. I blew it.
Right. Angel Davis, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Angel.
Also, Rashad Carlton, independent recording artist out there in California. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Ramona Brown Carter is 40 years young today. Gwen Lewis, my Cambridge homie.
Happy birthday,
Gwen. Happy birthday. Akezia Resper, former basketball player here at Fayetteville State University. Happy birthday to you. Also, Lori McLaurin Richardson is 39 years young. Happy birthday. Dwight Brown is 52 years young today.
Happy birthday, Dwight.
Sammy Simfukwe, 34
happy birthday,
years young.
Sammy. He's a baby.
The granola man.
I know, that's right.
Because your wife is the granola lady, so that makes you the granola man.
There you go.
Say it again, Doc. What's the name of the company?
Household 6 Catering.
That's right. We love the granola, baby. We love the granola.
We love this station of granola.
I can't wait till tomorrow. Granola will be in the building.
For everybody.
Indeed, definitely so. So happy birthday, Sammy, man, and many, many more. Also, my broadcasting brother, Gerard Stevens, a.k.a. Gerald Neely. Happy birthday, G. And to everybody else celebrating today, may today be the best day of your life and many more to come.
Yeah.
And happy birthday from all of us here at the RTVS Live. And with that being said, here comes the birthday song from our good friend Cynthia Jones. She says, happy birthday. Sing along if you know the lyrics. Happy birthday to you. Sing it, Jeff.
Oh, my goodness.
No one else deserves it more than you do. Yes, indeed. Today is your day. And I want to say, sing it, Jeff. Happy birthday. That's all we gonna play. You know, it's been like over 3 weeks that I've been out of Facebook prison,
You
man.
are doing it up.
Yeah,
Look at you.
you.
My baby's growing up.
Free.
Look at this. Look at this. We just want to say thank you, Facebook.
Yes, indeed. Thank
Lord,
you very
I just
much.
want to thank you.
I just want to thank you. Yes, indeed. On today.
He's got other problems to worry about right now.
Right.
Won't Jesus do it?
Oh, man. All the time. All the time. All the time.
Hilarious.
All right. Hey, make sure you tell the ones that you love them while you still got them around, because tomorrow is promised to
no one.
No one. Yes, indeed.
No
so
one.
For
Dr. Patrice Carter
and
Jeff Epps.
Yes, indeed. This is Thomas. Make sure I'm supposed to say in your face is not my place. Just in your ear and on your radio. It's behind me. BroncoRadio.com. We're celebrating our sesquicentennial anniversary, 150 years of academic excellence. Hey, man. Do what I just told you to do. Tell the ones that you love them. Tomorrow is not promised, all right? So I love y'all. All of y'all. All of y'all. Okay? As usual, Howard Hewitt. Say Amen takes us home. Listen to the lyrics. It's something I live by. Kiaka Hana Kiaka means I'm always thinking about you. Until then, we say peace. The beam, the bridge, the bay, it's a B. Don't get it twisted. Bye-bye, everybody. Be blessed.
Bye, guys.